Over the last 26 years, I have styled hundreds of women. And what I've come to realise, it is not about spending loads of money. It is not about what's trending. It's about making smart, intentional decisions. So let's get started. My name's Michelle Barra. I have been a personal stylist for 26 years and I'm now here to help you build capsule wardrobes that mix and match easily. Now, one of the first mistakes that I see people make is to wear unflattering shapes. It's really good to know what body type you are, not to categorize you or put you in a box, but so that you can make the most of your features. Now, what I see really frequently, and it genuinely makes me really sad, is that so many women, once they get to their 50s, maybe they hit the menopause, they start to get a little bit of a middle-age spread, and they feel really uncomfortable about it. So what they tend to do is wear tops that are loose fitting, which I understand why you're doing that, but sometimes you actually make it worse than what it actually is. So what I'd strongly recommend you do is find out what kind of body type you are and then actually dress to that body type. And what that will do is it will help you balance it out and you won't need to cover up. I want you to feel good, and I promise you that if you are one of those people that's feeling like you've got a little bit of middle-age spread there, it is not as bad as you think it is. I have lost count of the amount of clients that I've had who are really conscious about this area and they're really upset about it. And with gentle persuasion and gentle advice on different cuts and shapes, you can make a huge difference. So don't cover yourself in fabric, and also don't listen to society that says that you should be draped in a tent as soon as you hit 50. Run away from that as far as you can, wear the bright colours, wear the amazing silhouettes and feel good about yourself. Next up is ignoring your skin's undertones. Now this can make a huge difference. Now, many of us and many of the clients that I actually assess can have warm overtones and cooler undertones, and sometimes they can have a mixture or a combination of the above. It's really important to know what your undertones are because that will reflect then how colour bounces off your skin tone. So how it makes you look, it can make you look really vibrant, it can make you look quite sallow, and particularly as well, as we age, our skin tone can become a little bit more muted and lose a little bit of its vibrancy, unless of course you add in the fake tan. But naturally it can lose a little bit of its vibrancy. So what happens with that? It does mean that some colours that might have worked really well for us when we were younger don't quite feel right anymore. If that is you, you're not going mad, that's absolutely the case. So it's always worth learning what the undertones to your skin are. If you need help with that, definitely book in for a consultation with me. We have about 15 minutes to have a little chat. I love meeting you, I promise. I'll put the link to that here and I'll also put the link in the notes. But a little tip before I go on, a way of working out what kind of skin tone you are is look at the inside of your wrist. If your veins look like they are blue, you're probably cooler toned. If they look like they are green, you're probably warmer toned. If they look like they're purple, you'll be somewhere in between. So then what you can do is when you look at a colour, say for example red, I had a client literally email me today to ask about reds and what sort of colour reds would go for her. You can either look at yellow based reds that are almost orangey looking or blue based reds that are much closer to the sort of wine or burgundy type tones. So once you know what that base colour is, it will make a huge difference to the colours that you can then select for your wardrobe. Now next up is over accessorising or under accessorising. Now personally, I don't like carrying bags. If I can possibly shove everything in pockets, I will do that. So that's just a personal preference. You may well be the same. But accessories can make a huge difference to an outfit. And what I want you to do is don't give up. Don't give up on accessories. Don't give up on feeling good about yourself. And definitely keep those as part of your outfit ideas as well. One of the easiest ways, I've said this time and time again, when you've discovered what colours work for you, go for either silver tones, so silver buckles, silver jewellery, silver buckles on your shoes, or gold tones. It will link a belt with a pair of shoes or a bag with a pair of shoes. You can always pull an outfit together with accessories. Now, what doesn't work so well as well is when you overdo it and you've got jewellery everywhere and bags and different colour belts and everything. It looks too complicated. Keep it quite simple and coordinated, but definitely put those accessories in. Do not tell me that you've given up on them, because I don't want you to give up on anything. Next up is a really, really important one. In fact, this is probably one of the most important ones on my list, and that is wearing ill-fitting bras. Now, even if you think you have been the same size and you've not changed a lot, go and get a bra fitting done. Go somewhere that's got a good reputation as well. I personally have been to places that are a bit lackluster in terms of their talent in terms of bra fittings. So go somewhere where you know they have a really good reputation. Look online in your local area, and I can almost promise you that the fitting that you get will probably be different to what you think you are, unless you've had one done very recently. Let me know in the comments if you do that, and let me know what the result is as well. I'll be really interested to hear. Now, the reason why this is important is, again, if you've put a little bit of weight on around the middle, the lifting of your bust and separating it from your tummy area can make a huge difference, not only to your posture, but the way clothes hang on your body. So please go and get a bra fitting done. Next up is staying in that default, very safe mode of wearing all black. Now, I know, you're looking at me, you're going, but I love my black, I love my black. I get it, okay? Now, the problem with black is that for some people, it can become quite draining. It can become too much of a strong colour against your skin. Other people it will work great on. Now, if you have felt in recent years that it does feel a bit strong on you, maybe look at charcoal grey or look at navy blue as well as other options. But all I want you to do is, if black is a big part of your wardrobe, please just try another couple of colours as well. Now, I don't mind if they're equally neutrals. Maybe you love the very neutral look. That's absolutely up to you. I definitely don't want to take away from who you are. I just don't want you to sit in a safe place. I want you to be in a comfortable place where you feel vibrant, you feel really good about yourself, not just going for what you think is the easier option. Don't you dare fade into the background. Promise me. Thank you. Now, next up is similar to the accessories, and that's neglecting footwear. Now, one of the reasons why I think this one's important as well, and I do it too, although I've never been a big fan of heels. I have tried very hard in the past to wear heels and I fail miserably. I've got quite wide feet, so therefore my feet just get cut to bits. So I've never been a big fan of heels, but it's so easy to slip into comfortable shoes. Now, if you are somebody who has bunions or you have foot issues, that's a whole other different story. And I totally appreciate that that does mean you need to think about comfort in your footwear. You absolutely should. But I also still want you to think about fun. Now, even if it is about comfort, maybe you go for a bright red pair of trainers or a bright pink pair of trainers, an otherwise very neutral outfit. Please don't forget your footwear. Please link it into somewhere else in your outfit, and please think about how that might enhance your outfit too. And don't be afraid to try new styles. Never be afraid of that, and don't be afraid of being brave with colour either. Now, next up, and this is a really important one for several reasons, and that's thinking about the fabrics. Now, I am still saddened to see that you walk into most high street stores, even stores that are supposed to be middle market or even above, and the amount of polyester that's there is quite frightening. Now, just to let you know, if you buy something that's a polyester mix, so maybe it's a cotton with a bit of polyester in it, that can never be recycled. That fabric can never be recycled. If it's 100% cotton, it can. Obviously, polyester will never ever break down, so it will always need to be made into something else. So what I suggest you do is think as much as possible about natural fabrics. Now, what that does as well, not only is it better for the environment, it is better for your skin. I can't remember what the statistics are, but there's an increasing number of people who are becoming irritated and allergic to these man-made fibres, particularly polyester. I hear that quite a lot with my clients. So it's much better for your skin. It's much better for the environment. It breaks down better. It doesn't damage the environment. And also, it looks a lot better on. Now, there's something about the way natural fabrics hit the light that makes a huge difference. Now, it's just they absorb the light better, they don't reflect off. If it's a suit, it doesn't become shiny. It's much more elegant looking. So if you can, please always go for natural fibres. And finally, on top of all that, if you are going through menopause at the moment and you are getting those hot flushes, I promise you that natural fabrics are the way to go. So your linens, your cottons, your merino wool even, your silks, all those natural fibres are so much better for you in that instance. So always be a little bit cautious of these fabrics that are supposed to wick the skin, etc. Look into it a little bit more before you make those purchases, because I promise you that pretty much every single time the natural fabrics will be the best ones for you. Next up is prints. Now, one thing I've got to say about prints, I get asked this all the time, and I have seen some people on YouTube, I don't know what exactly their experience is to come about these rules, but I've seen some people on YouTube, and I know quite a few of you have asked me in the past, can I still wear prints? Yes, you absolutely bloody can. Absolutely wear prints. I don't understand where this thing came from that you can't wear prints. Now, what I do think, if you are quite petite and you're quite small, big, overwhelming prints can look like too much. You're better off with smaller prints. Think about the prints in the colour tones that suit you, and also have a little flick through some magazines or have a little wander around the high street and see what types of prints are in. So it's not about not wearing prints, it's about wearing prints that suit you, suit your skin tone, also suit your size, which can make a difference because they can look a little bit overwhelming. But absolutely ignore anybody who tells you you can't wear prints. Why not? Why can't you wear prints? Of course you can wear prints. So I would say to anybody who says to you, you can't wear prints, next time you see them, wear something with really bright prints on and let me know how you get on. So if you are trying to build a capsule wardrobe and you're struggling to put it together, definitely download my little capsule wardrobe planner. It's entirely free. You can fill it out as you go along, take as long as you want. There's no big rush, but it'll give you some little prompts as to how to think about the clothes, what to get rid of, what to keep, what to donate, etc. And it's just like a little helpful tool to get you started. So I'll put the link to that here and also in the notes. Now, next up is wearing clothes that are too baggy or too tight. Now, this can often come about, particularly if your weight fluctuates. Now, we all know you hit 50, you hit menopause, your body changes, and maybe you do a bit of exercise and it fluctuates a bit, but just be aware of it and have clothes that fit. Okay, just have, because the clothes that fit you properly will make a huge difference to how you look overall. If you've got a pair of jeans that are really tight, and you pull them in really tight and it looks like it digs in, it doesn't look comfortable for you, and I'm sure it's not actually comfortable for you. Similarly, if you've lost lots of weight and they're really baggy and loose in the wrong places, that can also be overwhelming, particularly on your top half. So please just monitor where your body's changing, accept it, and please love your body. Your body's amazing, whatever size or shape you are. And just find clothes that actually fit you. Now, this one is my last one, but it's also probably my second most important one above getting a bra fitting, and that is following trends and ignoring your own personal style. Now, let me just explain this one in a little bit more detail. So, I think it's okay to follow trends, but only within the boundaries of what you like. Don't ever push yourself into something you're not, or try and be something you're not. Be brave enough to try new things. So absolutely go, if you see something trending, you're like, oh, I really like that, but I'm not sure. If that little voice in your head, by the way, says, oh, that might be a bit young for me, if that voice says you, send it up over the hill and on the mountain and down the other side of the valley, okay? The only reason why something isn't right for you is if you look in the mirror and it doesn't feel good on you. Okay, that is the only reason why. Ignore all the rest of it. So absolutely follow some trends, but only within the boundaries of what you like. Now, what I sometimes say to people if they're struggling with this is to open up a Pinterest board. I do this with clients all the time. Whenever I book a client, I get them to do a Pinterest board, because not only does it help me get into their head and see what they like, it also helps them actually visualize what their taste is again. Now, if you've lost your way, it's a really good way of doing that. Now, if you don't know how to use Pinterest, I have a video dedicated how to use that So it shows you exactly how to set up an account so you can get started with that. So I hope you found that helpful. I believe that basically with a little bit of help and a little bit of assistance, you should be whoever you want to be. So please keep trying, please keep experimenting, and please still be you. Don't you dare hide away and fade into the background. So have a wonderful week wherever you are, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.